Hi BookTube. So before I sat down to film this video, I was playing catch up with BookTube. There's a lot of videos that I need to watch, like the December wrap-ups, January TBRs and New Year goals, all of that fun stuff. And I think like a lot of us I'm catching up on all of that. And I stumbled upon the Bookish Bryant's video talking about a 24-hour readathon that they're doing today, at 10 o'clock Eastern time, which is 7 o'clock for me. And so I thought I would join in on the fun. And before I get into the books I'm going to be reading for the 24-hour readathon, I thought I'd do a quick shout out because I realized this is the first time wearing this shirt. This is the Categorically Romance podcast, and that's hosted by Sarah over at the Bookish Knitter, and Bree. She used to have a BookTube channel. She's on Instagram a lot now. I can't remember her Instagram name, but it's Bree something. But anyway, I thought I would do a shout out to the podcast. They do a lot of romance author interviews, and they also talk about the romance books that they're reading, and they have different people on their podcast as well. And so yeah, it's a nice podcast to listen to. So I thought I would do a shout out. And so now let's get into the books I'm going to be reading. So the first one is one I've currently reading. This is Ride With Me, Mariah, Montana by Ivan Doig. Every single time I say this author, I need to figure out his last name. But this I think is the fourth book in his like 2 Medicine County series. And so far it's been historical fiction. I guess you can kind of consider this book historical fiction in a way because it's set in the 1980s. And it's following Jick, who was a main character in the last book. And that was when he was a teenager. And now he is the father of a daughter who she's in her 30s, and she's recently divorced, but she's put together with her ex-husband because she's a photographer and her ex-husband is a newspaper writer. And so they are doing this column for the Centennial of Montana. So they are traveling all over Montana. And so she invites her father along for the ride to kind of like help, be the go-between between the two of them. And it's full of humor. I'm laughing like every chapter. I'm almost finished with it. I think I have an hour or so left. So this won't take me too long within the 24-hour time span. And yeah, I'm really enjoying it. All of his books so far have been set in Montana, and yeah, they're just great. Let's see. I then have a Pip and Flink's adventure. This is For Love of Mother Not by Alan Dean Foster. This one was left over from my sci-fi books that I wanted to read last year because I had a goal of reading one sci-fi book a month, and so I was like combing through different sci-fi science fiction books, and this one popped up, and I let's see, I have what's what the description is because I don't know much about it, and I'm not actually sure how this got on my TBR, but it looks interesting. So this says it's an exciting early Pip and Flink's novel. This is book 5, and again, how did this get on my TBR when it's not book 1? But anyway. It says it shows that the origins of a certain boy with special powers and the mini dragon that becomes his devoted sidekick. Let's see. And so yeah, he's put on the auction block, and with 100 credits, he was hers. And so yeah, I know it sounds interesting and different from what I normally read. And so I thought I would give this a go. If any of you have read this book or know this author, please let me know. And then the other ebook that I'm considering is So Deadly, a mystery by Elizabeth Lynn Casey, and this is a cozy mystery series, and it's the Southern Sewing Circle. And yeah, I just wanted a cozy mystery to throw in there to mix it up a bit. And I don't know hardly anything about this one, except it seems to be like a knitting circle set in the South. So I'm always up for that. And then for the physical book, I have E.O. Wilson's Library of America volume. I just received. I love this cover, and here's the author here. I read his book on ants in December, which is a little slim book, but this one includes Biophilia, The Diversity of Life, and Naturalist. And I'm going to be starting with Biophilia, and this one was written in 1984, and it's let's see, it's a short book that overflows with fascinating revelations about the evolutionary origins of our ideas about life, the environment, and wilderness. More personal than anything he had written to that point, Biophilia recounts Wilson's experiences as a field biologist in Suriname, New Guinea, Cuba, and elsewhere, and marks the beginnings of a conservation ethic at the heart of his later public work. And so I thought I would start with an older work and then make my way through the rest. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this because I found his book on ants just fascinating. So yeah, he's a great writer, and he recently died, so I want to, put a focus on reading a book that I actually own by him. I just bought it a couple weeks ago, right before he died. So anyway, I welcome you to join the 24-hour readathon if you have the time. I don't plan on staying up all night because I'm just not that kind of person. I can't function without some sleep, so I'm going to get like 7-8 hours sleep and then hop back right into reading in the morning. So anyway, I will let you know how I do on this 24-hour readathon, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks, BookTube.